Oi boys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and in today's video, Oddtakes episode number 4. We've got a couple of things to talk about. First of all, midweek, Paul Gallen achieved something that's rarely happened to him during his NRL career, and that is win on a Wednesday night. No, but the boxing match between Paul Gallen and retired mixed martial artist and kickboxing legend, the Super Samoan Mark Hunt, took place earlier this week. And Paul Gallen won via decision. The fight itself, first of all, let me just give Paul Gallen his props, because it takes some big balls to step in the ring and go toe to toe, blow for blow with one of the, or pretty much the pioneer of kickboxing in the Oceanic region, Mark Hunt, who, if you didn't know, was one of, if not the first kickboxer from our region to win a kickboxing championship. Not just any tournament, we're talking the creme de la creme, the K1 World Grand Prix. Mark Hunt's the only person from this side of the planet to win it, even till this day, and that was way back in 2001. He also competed in the mixed martial arts as well. Everyone knows him from the UFC, but he actually got to the UFC when he was on his decline in his career, but that's beside the point. I'm just letting you guys know just how much of a serious opponent Mark Hunt was for Paul Gallen, and Paul Gallen actually did quite well. So as for the fight itself, Mark Hunt definitely landed the more significant blows, and I could have seen it going either way, and he wobbled Gallen actually quite a few times. But I think the work up close is what won Paul Gallen the fight, and pretty much activity in general, as Mark did seem to fade away in the later rounds. So Paul Gallen gets the win. He then proceeds to call out the current UFC middleweight Robert Whittaker, the former UFC middleweight champion too. And my opinion on that call out, honestly, I couldn't care less about a boxing match between Paul Gallen and Robert Whittaker. Will I watch it? Possibly. Actually, I probably will, as I am a pretty big fan of Robert Whittaker. But yeah, it's strange times. I even saw, I think it was on the NRL versus the Rugby League Rivals boxing event. As a lifelong fan of combat sports, I am a little intrigued, only because there are current NRL players that will be fighting on that card. And also Australian heavyweight prospect Justice Honey is supposed to be fighting on there as well. I've got to say, I never expected to talk about boxing in one of these videos. It's always nice when two of your interests collide. But yeah, we'll move along to probably the biggest news of the week, and that is Josh Addo-Carr signing to the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, and that's from 2022 onwards. The deal was said to be worth $4 million for 4 years. Wait, no, that can't be right. I think it was $2 million for 4 years. But yeah, the Bulldogs, man, they've made some hectic signings for next year and the year after that. Remember, they do have Matt Burden going there in 2022 as well. Also, their signings for this year coming up: Kyle Flanagan, Nick Kotrick, Jack Hetherington, and also their new coach, Trent Barrett. He scored himself another head coaching gig after a fairly successful season with Ivan Cleary at the Panthers. As far as outside backs go for the Bulldogs, they've got some pretty classy outside backs and some bright up-and-comers. I mean, they've got Dallin Watene-Zelezniak, Will Hopoate, Jaden Okunbor, and Nick Meaney, and like I said earlier, Nick Kotrick to come, and in the following year, Addo-Carr. So they are actually spoiled for talent in the backs. They've always had classy back rowers and decent forwards in general. I guess where they're lacking the most is that spine. If there's any Bulldogs fans out there, let me know in the comments who your spine for the Bulldogs will be in the 2021 season. For me, I'd probably go with Marshall King at hooker. 6 and 7, I'd probably go Flano and Lewis maybe, but they're kind of similar. Maybe swap them around. I don't know. It'll be those two at least. And fullback, that's another interesting one. You've got DWZ, you've got Will Hopoate, plenty of experience, and Nick Meaney's been pretty decent at times as well. But I'd probably go with the experience and lean towards Will Hopper. I reckon his passing game is what separates him from the rest. Both Hopper and Lewis's contracts do end in 2021, so it's most likely do or die for those two. You never know, they could be out the door before the season ends, but regardless, things are looking up for Bulldogs supporters. Must be nice, eh? It must be nice. No, but congrats to the supporters and the Bulldogs' recent signings. Let's hope, for your guys' sake, that their performances on field will be just as good as how they look on paper. But anyway, boys, that'll wrap up this episode of Odd Takes, episode number 4. There wasn't much to have a yarn about this week. Most of the news revolved around Paul Gallen, Mark Hunt, and also the signing of Josh Addo-Carr. But yeah, we'll be back next week for another episode of Odd Takes. Tomorrow will be the start of finals week in our Penrith Panthers career mode series, so make sure you tune in for that as always. If you enjoyed that and would like to see more rugby league related content or more content in general, be sure to write us straight at that like button
Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you
Ay, said then I when it's
later.
knocker, I only do it proper. Gang like coppers, or change when we rock up. Notorious in the 8, but I ain't talking big popper. Like a high speed chase, I follow with the chopper. Brah, bop, bopper, too sick, need a doctor. I only take an offer if all my usos prosper. Tryna make moves to it, all eating lobster. Dogs in the field, or what's